that is not a result, that's not the final word. That is just that they think it is, but the population decide about it. Because democracy means you and we, the people, are the sovereign. Is it the right word, sovereign? Taylor? Okay. You know, and in Switzerland, this is taken serious. There has been so many people that became so angry about this idea, unbelievable. But they always said, but we have direct democracy. And even for me as a German, they said, also you can have and do such an initiative here. So the highest agreement is that we have democracy, and direct democracy. Even if I don't like it, I hate it, I think you are a fool, I think you destroy the country, but we debate it because the highest value in a democracy is that we have democracy. So we decided to make such pictures, like this 8 million coins, real money, a small coin, but beautiful, looking like gold. 8 millions because of 8 million people, 8 million residents are living in Switzerland, for each one, and to break a few taboos. So the taboo that you cannot drop money on the pavement. So money is valuable, money is scarcity and all that. No, we said no, we make an image with that. It's beautiful. There's a mountain of money. You know, the problem of our time is we have too much money. That's the reason of all the speculation and the bubbles and all the things that people don't know where to go to with the money. So they have no idea to bring it to the people where the money is in a good hand, but they make speculations and all that stuff. So we have money. There is no scarcity. We are no longer in a time of scarcity. But our understanding is everything is scarcity. That's not true. And that makes our way in a catastrophe. Without an idea and an understanding that we are in an abundance, that we are successful, and that we need to come to new ideas, so then that leads in a war that has been in the past and that will be now. We have to understand that we have to rethink, to work harder in that way, that we have to look to society, to the social, to the economy, culture, the love, the relationships, new. We did such pictures because, you know, first it is about the idea. And it's not to say, hey, you have to understand precisely this and that. It is just to say, hey, isn't that pretty? It's beautiful, isn't it? And then the people say, yeah, but what is it about? And then they have a question. So we try to produce questions more than answers. Because you know, if you have an answer, you ask me and I answer you, and you say, okay. But if you ask me and then your question becomes stronger or doubled, then you are, wow. So you are working. Questions make the people work. Answers make the people sleep. Often. This image of the coins took awareness worldwide and pushed the debate in the United States of United States of America, in the media first, and then further on. It was everywhere. So what I want to say about that is, two people can start, and such things can move the whole globe. So the initiative, and then also the referendum, and our campaign, and other such images, have had an impact for so many countries to bring it on a level that it is not an old idea, that it is not about eradicate poverty, and not at the first place in our campaign to have any numbers or how to finance, but to have the beauty beauty and attractiveness of this idea is the first for me. So it doesn't make sense for me to have something very important but ugly. It has to be attractive. It has to be beautiful. That's how we start to create the initiative and the campaign, to always have beauty in it, to always have a better sense of art in it. So this is, or has been our opportunity to talk about the entire idea in Switzerland and to have an impact to the discussion and debate worldwide. And I would like to pick up just a few points of what was mentioned in this conference. One is that often it's asked, who will work further on with an unconditional basic income? So that's a question often. Who will work further on? People are lazy. So when people ask me that question, I ask back, hey, what's with you? And more than 80% of that dialogues, you say, yeah, but with me it's a different thing, you know. I do my job, I study it, I'm responsible, so I have a work ethic and all that stuff. And then the opposite, the question, but what do you think, what will be with the others when there's an unconditional basic income? Then also 80% said, well, I think too much of them will not work further. You know, 80% say, I will work further on, and 80% say, but the others. And then you understand, this is not a serious question or argument, this is a psychological or cultural problem that you have. So that we think always about me and my friends in a different way than the others. And to go a step further, then the people ask, yeah, but you know, but what's with the so-called dirty jobs? So the unloved, undesirable jobs, hard and dirty jobs, with an unconditional basic income. And then you can answer, you know what, first, these are mostly the jobs who are shortly before automation. Therefore, they are so stupid or less appreciated and mostly less little paid. Or another solution with an unconditional basic income would be that you appreciate this work more. So if that work is necessary, inevitable, then it is social value. Then you can appreciate it much more and maybe pay more for that. So the reason that we think that it's dirty work is that we think the people are dirty. The people have no choice, and therefore they are like slaves a bit, and that's the truth. But with an unconditional basic income, you can say no. And then the dignity is again by the human being. You know, and the third possibility is do it yourself. If you don't want to pay it, if you don't want to pay appreciation, to create better working conditions, do it yourself. So, and then the people realize, aha, this is an old thing, behavior or something inside of us, of the long time, thousands of years, that we have had slaves. So it's not always the name slave, there are different names about it. But that we are in such a mood, such things are living inside of us. And it's not then to blame us or to say, oh God. No, it's to understand everybody, in each of us, is living the past. And by an unconditional basic income, by this topic, unconditional, we can feel it, we can understand that we are thinking in old structures, and then we can change it. So one other thing often came up here was, But what is with the social benefit securities? Also, how is it to pay? And we have heard about different ideas and models. And I would like to give you maybe a tool or a help or whatever, how you want to call it, to know what will happen with non-conditional basic income, how it is to finance and everything. It's not so complicated. It starts with you. It starts with that you know you can understand everything. You just have to imagine this is an unconditional basic income amount. And that is paid out for everybody in Taiwan, China, Australia. So what will happen? And you can think about it, what will happen? Social benefit security payments will decrease around about this amount, because you say, so that was for your livelihood, but now there is this unconditional basic income for your livelihood. But there's also an amount above a basic income that is necessary for people with handicap, chronic illness, or whatever. Of course they need this amount then above the basic income. But for many, many people that receive social benefit payments today, non-conditional basic income will take that over without conditions, without strings attached. So of course it will decrease. The second is, think about it by yourself. It's not a model, it's just to do the walk by yourself. I think wages, salaries will be renegotiated. Because I say, you know, you earn 5,000 Australian dollars, now we have $1,000, okay, 10,000, but now we have $1,000 for the basic living, unconditionally for everybody, not for a few, for everybody. Do you agree with 3,000 for your job? And maybe he agrees. So then the wage decrease around about